Our next speaker is a gentleman of the highest esteem. He's very, very respected in the Muslim community. He's an Imam in Berbice. He's an educator. And he's involved in development and sports. And he's young like me as well. So he has a lot to offer in this country. I want to welcome to you Mr. Kaleel.
Good evening, Diamond. Good evening, Diamond. Guyana is full of diamonds. And we're all diamonds. But for the last 5 years, we've been treated like the drop-ins of animals. I'm just trying to polish my words, but you know what that should be replaced with. I'm just using the word drop-ins, but just to avoid being foul-mouthed, I use that word. But come September 1, the value of all of us, of these diamonds, must be shown and it must be known. Because we will demand that we be treated for who we are. Our value as Guyanese will be demonstrated on the 1st of September. And this is why my previous colleagues have been emphasizing the importance of going out on September 1st and ensuring that you vote win. And this is not just some gimmick. I've been interacting with many persons on the ground who have not identified with the WIN movement openly. But from my interactions, I know that the majority of Guyana is standing with this movement and is standing ready to serve Guyana behind the WIN movement. My beloved friends, our great-grandparents struggled in this country. Our grandparents struggled in this country. We saw our parents struggle in this country. And we have also been struggling in this country. In 2022, when Guyana started extracting oil, all of us as a nation began dreaming. Because the government of the day fed us with the idea that this is the start to a new Guyana. So we began dreaming of a Guyana without blackouts. We began dreaming of a Guyana with good roads. We began dreaming of a Guyana where our tiny population would finally overcome poverty and financial struggles. We began dreaming because of their promises that there will be a good life for every single Guyanese. And
Jennifer Ritchie Ronald is Ronald.
This dream continued until WIN announced its entry into the political landscape of Guyana. That is when the dreaming ended, because Guyanese finally are awake and aware of the lies that they have peddled. Guyanese are finally aware and awake that they have been selling us mere dreams, and all they're interested in is self-aggrandizement. All they've been interested in is enriching themselves, their friends and their families. And they have been selling us dream after dream after dream. With 2 weeks left before the election, they are still thinking that we are asleep and we are dreaming. But the dream is over. Guyana has now awakened. Guyana is now awake and ready to live. As one of the previous speakers mentioned, when you drive down the streets on the not so good highways or the terrible roads of Guyana, you see these big billboards with 3 men on them. Everywhere in Guyana you go, you see these 3 men. Plus, their photos plastered on billboards. One is the president, the other is the president's president, and the other is the prime minister. The president's president, and the prime minister. And we see these bold letters, "We have delivered." It reminds me of a few days ago, I made an order for some tenders, some chicken tenders. The delivery guy came and delivered my order. Once I opened the box, I realized that there were 3 finger-looking pieces of chicken. That was my order that was delivered. But I have been satisfied that my order was delivered, and I should just be sit back and enjoy. It is this substandard delivery that this government is so boastful of. They have delivered to Guyana substandard infrastructure, substandard services, and they are sitting back proudly and they are boasting of this delivery. But guess what? This is and was the best they could have offered. They could offer no better to this nation. And this is why come September 1, this nation will decide that enough is enough. Enough is enough. What they have been boasting of, hospitals, roads, etc. I want to linger a little bit on this point. I have lived and studied in South Africa for almost 7 years. And outside of the US, I have not seen a country with such beautiful infrastructure like South Africa. I have not seen a country outside of the US with such wonderful infrastructure. But here's the thing. It is the place that I've seen the most poverty along with Guyana. There are still people living in zinc homes. There are still people living on the streets. Though South Africa boasts some of the best highways, the best bridges, and the best infrastructure in the world. So when this government boasts of a few fragile roads, barely finished roads, as their achievement over 5 years, we say to them that these few roads, these few hospitals, these few buildings that you erected do not encapsulate true development. Where is the investment in our people? Where is the investment in our people? A few months back, a few politicians began using this term apartheid. The Guyana is slowly becoming apartheid. And most of us may not have experienced living in a country that was run by such a system. I have lived in a country that was run by an apartheid system. And I can tell you, this is no joke. When you look around Guyana, there is a very strong resemblance to what we are experiencing in Guyana and what I saw in Southern Africa. You have enclaves, meaning secured places that are built for the rich and the privileged. When you drive through those areas, you marvel at the development, you marvel at the homes, at the cars, but then you drive just a few kilometers down the road and you see people living in squalor. This is the very reason why many began comparing Guyana to an apartheid state. Because this government is determined to lead Guyana down a system of apartheid, a system of the haves and the have-nots. A system of the extremely wealthy and a majority poor nation. And imagine we are just about 800,000 people living on this land. Why can every Guyanese not enjoy being the owners of oil wealth? Have we yet realized that every barrel of oil out there, every ounce of oil out there is shared by every single Guyanese? Every single Guyanese has a share in every single barrel of oil that is extracted. And yet, we are begging, we have to be beggars in our own land for livable wages. We have to be beggars in our own homeland for a piece of land to construct a home and place a shelter over our heads. Why should this be the condition of us as Guyanese? Why should we become beggars in our own homeland when foreigners are living their best lives in our country? But it is because of this callous and this selfish government that we have been reduced to second-class citizens in our own country. This must stop now. It is so sickening to see them talk about a one Guyana. Our founding fathers gave us a motto: one people, one nation, and one destiny. They have, over the years, divided us along the lines of race, of ethnicity. Now they have gone a level beyond, and they are trying to divide us through class. So they have established a system of elitism. I mentioned to some folks on the East Coast just 2 nights ago that just recently the president was on his way from Essequibo by plane, and as his entourage was on its way to the airport to pick him up, the son of a very wealthy businessman aligned to the government caused an accident and caused damage to one of the vehicles of the president. The police at a particular station on the East Coast took this young man in, and they were about to lock him up. One phone call, his father arrived at the station, jumped on the phone, called the president, and the president said, let him just fix back the vehicle. Had this young man been the son of a poor person, he would have been in the lockups. Oh no! What does this tell us? That Guyana is heading into a system of apartheid and classism. So I urge each and one of you, my beloved friends, to ensure that on September 1st, we stand tall and we stand together.
Yeah, that's right.
And we bring value and worth to every single Guyanese. And this is why when our presidential candidate, soon to be president, announced that he was going to dedicate his presidential salary to those in need, that immediately drew my attention, and it also caused me to dedicate more time to this movement. It is that one single statement of his that made me realize that I must now roll up my sleeves and jump into the mix and begin to serve Guyana as a concerned citizen. So I urge all of you to step forward, support this movement. This is not some party speaking politics and selling dreams. This is a movement that intends to involve every single Guyanese in development and in the success of this nation. I conclude by saying this. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. They have fooled us enough. If we continue to be fooled by this feeble government, shame on us. We are smart people as a nation. We are diamonds. We are people of great honor and dignity and value and self-worth. A band of corrupt politicians must never be allowed to lead us again. Vote win.
Give it up for Imam Kaleel.